And hello everyone, welcome to another Let's Play. This is Myrokos, and we are back with the continuation of the MSQ for Shadowbringers. And without further ado, the next part is In Search of Alphino, so let's see what he's up to. So yeah, we have the branching thing here where it says, okay, we can go in search of Alphino or in search of Alize. The default thing says in search of Alphino, so we follow what MSQ directory says. In search of Alphino. In search of Alphino. The Crystal Exarch is eager for you to meet with Alphino. You will assist Alphino in Kholusia, then. Excellent. As I mentioned, your destination is an island off the west coast, so you will need a mount capable of making the journey. Here is a letter of introduction presented to Zim Janmai, the Master of Beasts at Temenos Rookery, and he will take care of you. When you see Alphino, be sure to pass on my warmest regards. Okay, so I guess we can pick up both here if we wanted, but let's stick with the one for now. And if you like what you see, please make certain you like, share, subscribe on YouTube. Give me a follow on Twitch, hit the notification bells. If you've been paying attention this long, you should know what to do, if you haven't already done it. The Amara launch is where we need to go. Oh, wrong one. I think we may want to ultimately go here, but I don't think that's not what we need to do. Your face is unknown to me. What business have you at my rookery? Letter of introduction. A letter of introduction addressed to Zenjamai and signed by the Crystal Exarch. Signed by the Exarch, no less. Yes, I can provide you with an armor for passage to Kholusia. I will pick you out a friendly whelp. An armor, you say? Not a chocobo, then. That's right, mounts like my gray friend over there are a common sight in these parts. But I gather you hail from further afield, more accustomed to chocobos, perchance? I hear there are a few places where they ride little owls. Yep. Seeing as you are plainly unaccustomed to riding Amaro, I think it best I accompany you on this flight myself. Any Zun worth the name could do it, of course, but the Exarch sent you to me, ensuring you arrive safely is my responsibility. Gather your things and meet me at the Amaro Lounge. One of the junior tamers will attend to you while I ready the mounts. Wait for me at the Amaro Lounge, just mention my name to the tamer on duty and he will see you are taken care of. Okay. As always, we read everything. thank goodness I went and picked up that Ethernet shard. Here's this. And to procure yourself an ammo then I reckon be placed. 1 second if you would, and there we have it. I've added you to register. Here, come back whenever you're in need of account. Oh, okay, so the ammo reporters are the truck reporters. Okay. Well, at least I've got that now. You want to fly an Amaro to Kholusia? Well, I suppose Master Jinmai is going with you. I suppose if he's going with you, wait here please. The Master should be along with the mounts shortly. You can now travel to Kholusia, speak with the aspiring Amaro tamer to fly to the island. You can also use your ether compass to assist with locating ether codes. The ether compass can be found under collection. Yeah, I've already done it.
The whistling breeze, mute. The pounding surf, frozen. Time itself takes a breath. At light's edge, all is perfectly still. The world captured in a painting, locked in a moment. Music, faint and fleeting, drifts coastward on the lifeless air. And in the distance, beyond the broken earth, a city beckons.
Yeah, I've got my ether compass here, southwest, which is somewhere up there. Okay. We are arrived. This is Cracked Shell Beach on the eastern coast of Kholusia. You should be safe here for the present. Compared to the mainland, Sin Eater attacks are far less prevalent, and the native beasts are not any more dangerous than elsewhere. It is the people you should be wary of. Spy you that city in the distance? That is Yulmore, the island's main settlement. It rivals the Crystarium in scale and was once an ally in our battle against the abominations. For years, the Yulmoran elite have fancied themselves the masters of what remains of our broken world. They have gone as far as to offer the leaders of other settlements their protection if we bend the knee. But to say their ideals are questionable would be putting it mildly. The Crystarium is one among many who resist their heavy-handed authority, and while we are not at war, our relationship with Yulmore is strained at best. It may be wise to conceal your ties with the Exarch during your stay here, especially in the vicinity of the city. Okay? I am glad we understand each other. Now the Exarch has instructed me to divulge a secret that should make finding your friend a good deal easier. Listen closely. Still tied. Whatever Jinmai has to tell you, he plainly deems it worthy of your undivided attention. If you head south along the coast, you will eventually come to a fisherman's shack. A friend of the Crystarium lives there, a man who goes by the name, Ivor? Ivor? However you pronounce that. Ivor. Okay, Ivor it is. Ivor keeps an eye on everything that happens in Kholusia and will be able to point you in the right direction. Just hand him a sprig of thyme, that will let him know you can be trusted. Here, this should be enough. Find your friend. I will stay here with the armor until you are ready to return. Oh, and there's more settlement over there on that little island. Hobgoblin. Oh, and I can use my map. Awesome. Okay, don't mind me passing through. Up the hop. And if I can avoid conflict, I will happily do it. I am meant to be somewhat discreet and pay no attention to the giant. Ooh, Etherite. Okay, so I actually... Okay, so it's over here. But there is also... ether current. Always pick up the ether currents. Okay. What are you after? Fish? Crab? I think I've got an eel in a barrel somewhere, if you've a taste for him. Okay, lake thyme. A fragrant herb commonly found growing along the floodplains of the source. I assume the source is the lake. Oh, I do love a bit of thyme. Chuck some in the pan and it's like a bloody festival flavor. Now what is it I can do for you? Can't say there's been any major upsets to report these past few weeks. Alphino, eh? Aye, I know the one. Our young champion of the downtrodden. Yulmar's richer than all of Norvant put together, but it's a different story for them as live outside the city. Most spend every waking moment just trying to stay alive, which makes her friend's dedication to helping others stand out all the more. I can hazard a guess as to where he is now, get a message to him, but you'll need somewhere quiet to meet, away from prying eyes. Make for Stilltide, that's the fishing village just up the path there. You'll you're looking for a rundown excuse for a tavern the locals call the Leaky Keel, wait there and I'll see that Alphino joins you. Okay? Get yourself to the Leaky Keel and still tied. I'll let Alpha know someone's waiting. Alright. Slip by. Thank you. Okay. Merchant, Amber Keep. Not that I ever use these, not that I ever use these porters, but it's useful to have them. Here's one on top. Yep, Leaky Keel, this is it. Heading in for a pint? Yeah, you never know. Yes, dear, buy a drink or out you go. The seats are for paying customers only. Well, I was asked to wait here for someone, so yeah, why not? This is your first time in a tavern? It's customary to buy a drink if you mean to loiter. What'll you be having? Ale, mead, water. I want to go with ale. A fine choice, and what'll you be paying with? Oh, I've got Gil. Well, now, those are exotic. Where did you come by coins like that? I'm sorry, dear, I don't doubt the value, doubt they have value, but I don't have a touchstone to test their purity. And I'm not about to go begging for one of the neighbors, so we'll just have to come to some other arrangement. Ah, here's an idea. There's a common to the north where we grow our vegetables, but lately the pests have been eating more of them than we have. What do you say to a bit of extermination work? I want you to squash any vermin you find, then visit the caretaker and give him an earful from me for sleeping on the job. He'll be in the old silo next to the fence, snoring like as not. Do that for me, and you can laze about here as long as you like. Okay, no need to talk to her. There's instructions about Crystal Cleo. I don't know how a double-bladed sword like that could really eliminate pests, but okay. Don't knock it till you try it, right? barred door. Okay. Knock, knock. No response. You may need to knock louder. No response. Perhaps the occupant is hard of hearing. You hear a faint squeak from beyond, from the room beyond. Time to burst in and save the day, brave adventurer. Oh dear, is it filled with rats? No one is home, and judging by the lack of furniture, they haven't been for some time. Gnawed scraps of vegetables on the floor suggest rats have taken up residence in their absence. How charming. So the person who's supposed to be minding this cropland isn't here. Are they in the chicken coop? Because it's a gardening shed, but it kind of looks like a chicken coop. Not even there. Welcome back, dear. What did the good-for-nothing caretaker have to say for himself? He wasn't there. No one's been for some time. Gone. Must have left to join the rest of the hopefuls. In Gate Town, outside Yulmore. You don't have a clue what I'm talking about, do you? And there I was thinking you were another dreamer. Well, never mind all that. Take a seat wherever you like, dear. You've more than earned it. I'll even throw in another drink on the house. Well, that's kind of her.
And how is business today, Mistress Theva?
Ooh, we know that voice.
Oh, frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
Tis good to
It's
see you, my
him.
friend. The barley seeds you wanted. They should produce a better harvest than the last.
What, just like that? Oh, wow, Finno, you really are a dear. Well, I'd best be tidying up some of those empty shacks before the pests move in. Keep an eye on the place while I'm out, eh?
It seems an age since last we spoke. Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma. And Yotsu. It has been even longer for me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. But the time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well.
Me, I was more worried about you. I thought we'd lost you. Him worried about me?
Huh. Alize said much the same thing. I don't think I've ever had such a scolding. But I believe an exchange of news is in order. Come, tell me of your arrival and all that came before. I see. Both the Exarch and Alize told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable. And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry. We must endeavor to return as soon as we may. It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change. But before we bid this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral Calamity. Urianger's vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true. By his description, the catalyst for the Calamity was a formless and deadly weapon employed by the Garlean Empire. Which can only mean one thing. Black Rose. Gaius was telling you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Ascians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more. Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped. But so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means. And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course. In that sense, our involuntary journey here to the First was something of a boon. Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion. I'm sure Urianger himself will cover the subject in more detail. But I can tell you the process requires that both worlds, the Source and the First, be facing an existential threat. One being Sin-Eaters, of course. They are a menace that I would dearly love to remove, and not just to avert a calamity. I may be a stranger to this world, but I will not stand idly by and let innocent people be slaughtered. That is what brought me to the gates of Yulmore. Ignoring its pretensions as a kind of capital city to what remains of the world, it is nonetheless a center of power and authority. If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure? And so we take to the road once more.
Shouldn't we wait for Mistress Stepper to come back? Open arms, closed gates. Alphino is ready to take to the road once more. Assuming you have no objections, let us make our way directly to the city outskirts. If we have time our arrival just right, you may be lucky enough to see why I have yet to set foot in Yulmore, despite my best efforts to do so. Come, from here we must head west, and then across a small bridge. Oh, and now we got local quests in the area. Don't seem to recall the quests being made available. Don't mind the claw. I'm sure it's strange. It's just not from around here. lose anything. Sorry everyone, it's the usual detour, if possible. So what, up in that shack area? Oh, there's another ether, right? Even further. So it's something up there. All the way up there. How do I get up there? Can't get up there. Okay. Fine. Don't want me to get the etherite game. Or sorry, not the etherite, the ether current. So be it. Oh. Excuse me, I need no. Oh, the iguana just decided I wasn't worth their time. Kholusia seems peaceful, does it not? Almost familiar. I had a similar impression of the Crystarium. Even in this distant world, people are much the same. To think that whenever a calamity struck the source, a reflection such as this one, with all its culture and history, was being erased from existence. No! Get away from me! Over there. Oh, back up. Quickly, someone's in trouble. But I was just up there. I literally was just up there. What the heck? What is this? Oh, thank the fates. Look out! So interjected nothing. Isn't that supposed to block? I guess maybe if I yeah, this is supposed to interrupt. It didn't interrupt. Why didn't it interrupt? Maybe if I stunned it, that would have worked. Oh, my poor heart. Thank you, young sir. Ah, there you are. In my haste, I lost my bearings, but I see you have the situation well in hand. Fine work. Are you all right, madam? Just a few bruises from where I fell. Nothing compared to what was in store for me before this brave soul came to my rescue. I honestly thought I was done for. My feet are not as swift as they once were, and I knew there was no one left to hear me scream. Not that I let that stop me. I should probably leave my old house behind and queue up outside Yulmore with the rest of them. Doubt those fancy lords and ladies would welcome an old crone like me. Still, even a shack near the gate has to be safer than staying here. One would hope. Either way, I suggest you avoid wandering alone, lest you make the Sin Eater's task any easier. Thank you again. You saved my life. Now I'm sure a strapping lad like you has little to fear, but I wouldn't linger long in this place. There's naught to be had here but cobwebs and memories. 'Tis as the lady says, many in these parts have abandoned their homes to live in Yulmore's shadow. Should the Sin Eaters descend upon this region, there are precious few with the strength to fight them off. Speaking of which, what have you been told of these monsters? Very little. A brief history, then. 'Twas not long after the flood swallowed the better part of the world that the Sin Eaters first appeared. Some beastly, some beauteous. Yet regardless of their form, all seem incapable of speech, and all are driven by the same insatiable appetite for mortal ether. They are predators, and we are their prey. Kholusia suffers from far fewer attacks than most regions, but even so, the list of the Sin Eater's victims grows longer by the day. A tragedy without end. Still, we have won a small victory this time. At least now shall we press on. We need to return to where the road forks and follow the path that leads west. Yeah, my chocobo with... It's not the ultimate barding, I think it's the intermediate level, but it works. Yeah, it doesn't have the horns, but it works. Okay, this way. Yeah, northwest is just up there. How do I get up there? Presumably with this. Yeah, there's gotta be something. No. Talk to Alphina first. And here we are, okay?
That gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms, and Yulmore itself lies beyond. This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
Ah, I thought I recognized you. Brought a new friend, eh? I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
He's not here to compete. Leave him be.
What? I was only making conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please! Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all! Yulmore extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine. We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy, even on days when fish is not on the menu! Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We may not at all.
Fish, is it?
Was there anyone?
What about that girl?
Do you recall how I said Yulmore was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame. It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Yulmore's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged, and so they are picked over like market produce.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back. Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in the City of Splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor. Oh, just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for? Well, well, what have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident!
So they
For
give
you.
out rolls.
Enjoy!
Thank goodness.
Over here!
Meal is a foodstuff which Yulmore routinely doles out to the people of Gate Town, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity, yet the whole arrangement just seems... well, let us just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
So who was that red jungler? What was she doing? Staring at me. That was creepy. Now you understand why my attempts to enter the city have thus far come to naught. The dubious privilege of residency must be won via a contest with ever-changing rules. They say this policy has been in place for the past 2 decades, ever since Yulmor's current ruler came to power. Yet from what I have seen, it does more harm than good. Not only does it distract people from our shared struggle against the Sin Eaters, it robs them of their self-sufficiency. I have tried to propose ways they could improve their lot, but my words invariably fall on deaf ears. The attitude is so entrenched now, I worry that, well, mayhap you should take a turn around Gate Town and judge the situation for yourself. Go take a measure of Gate Town, I shall be here. Oh, this is the one who wanted to fight me. Still here, are you? Can't blame you for wanting a slice of Yulmor's pie. If you ask me, you should ditch that sour-faced brat and make a home for yourself here. Gate Town's not much to look at, but at least it's safe. The meal is the best thing I've ever tasted. Not sure I want to talk to him. Large pop bubbles over the flame, pale chunks, meal, you realize, floating in the otherwise plain broth. There. Gate Town. Although maybe I should be looking at it like this. And maybe I'm looking at the ocean. Just look at it. Can you imagine a more beautiful city? Every day I dream of the life that awaits me inside those walls. Oh, will they ever pick me? Oh, Yulmor, you taught me with your promised bounty. Okay. You've seen what Gate Town has to offer. These people can no longer fend for themselves. They've become dependent on handouts of meal and believe Yulmor is the answer to all their woes. Yet no matter how I frame my encouragement, they seem unwilling, nay, unable to conceive of another way of any other way of life. A fickle existence. Alphino wears a look of profound disapproval. You disapprove of these people's way of life. You disapprove of your more. Disapprove. It frustrates me, certainly. That is only part of it, though. The whole situation makes me uneasy. Not that it matters, however unjust this system seems to be. If these people claim to be content with their lot, it is hardly my place to criticize their choices. But take that elderly lady you rescued. Does it not seem that those who have chosen to forego Yulmor's largesse are doomed to suffer for their independence? In the end, they are all but forced to seek refuge in Gate Town, and so hamlets and fields across the island are left empty and untended, hastening the region's descent into ruin. Nay, I am not convinced that Yulmor's generosity truly serves the best interests of Kholusia's people. I am not so naive as to think that there is some miraculous solution to all of this, yet I cannot help but frown at the sight of hard-working villagers struggling to survive even as the chosen few rejoice at being plucked from poverty by the hand of a capricious noble. There has to be a better way. I will not know for sure, however, until I have taken those long-delayed steps through Yulmor's gates. 'Tis fortunate that you arrived when you did, Myrokos. I have been working on a scheme to insinuate myself into the city, and if all goes to plan, it should soon come to fruition. Okay. There is a beast tribe who makes its home in the seas surrounding the island. The Ondo, they are called. Though you and I know them as Sahagin. For the most part, they keep to themselves in their ocean grottos and rarely have dealings with land. But as Tataru took such great pains to impress upon me during our stay in Kugane, business favors the bold, and so I reached out to them. I duly discovered that the Ondo are inordinately fond of land-grown produce, fresh fruits in particular. When I offered to procure such goods for them, they promised to pay me in pearls. An attractive business venture for any prospective investor. Would you not agree? Surely even the most jaded Yulmor lord would have time for a merchant who can make pearls from plums and pumpkins. Yes, I've come a long way since my days of buying samurai swords without first negotiating a price. Well, that's good to hear, but it sounds like you still got a long way to go. My appointment with the Ondo is due to take place in a few hours. I just need to collect the produce and meet with them on the shore. Might you help me make the exchange? Sure. Excellent. I should be glad of your company. First things first, then, we must pay a visit to Moshamala. My supplier in right, it's just to the northwest of here. Who was that? We were being spied on. But who was that? Person who heckled us isn't out there anymore. There was a road that went here, but I guess I'm going the wrong way. Well, there's an etherite. This is Moshamoa, the farmer of whom I spoke. Is there something I can do for you, friend? Good day to you, Moshamoa. This is my associate Myrokos. We are here to collect the produce I purchased. Yeah? I loaded your lackey up with the goods not long ago. My lackey? I know of no such person. Mistel lad, short blue hair? No. He said he'd come on your behalf, and since he seemed to know all the details, I just assumed. Confound it, someone must have been eavesdropping on our conversation. If this charlatan was here not long ago, he cannot have gone far. We should split up and search the area. You'll find a vantage point on the south side of town. I shall take the west. Forgive me, I had no cause to doubt the lad. Still, he shouldn't be hard to spot with that blue hair of his. Alright, so we have somebody who's stolen produce. Catch a thief. Search the surroundings for a male Mistel with blue hair. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a likely suspect and inspect with Found him. Myrokos, any sign of him? Yep, over there. You've a keen eye. Let us move in before he makes good his escape. Pardon me, but do you happen to have fruit?
There you are.
Yeah.
The thief who claims the harvest on my behalf. Hand it over.
Well, forgive me. I have to get into the city. I have no family and all my friends have already been chosen. No one here gives a damn about me. When the meal gets handed out, I'm lucky if I get a smell of it. No matter what I do, they won't call out my name. I'm so tired, I'm so bloody hungry. I thought maybe I could steal your idea, get in that way.
What is your name?
Kholusia.
Tell me then, Kholusia, must it be Yulmore or nothing? What of the Crystarium? They may not offer charity, but you would be fairly compensated for any work you did.
No, it has to be Yulmore. That's where all my friends are. We made a promise that we'd live together in paradise.
I was to make my deal with the Ondo at the Clave. Listen carefully, and I shall tell you my plans for the business, and how best to arouse the Yulmoran's interest.
You'll give me your place? Just like that?
I'm giving you a chance, nothing more. What comes of it is entirely up to you.
I understand. Oh, thank you, thank you!
This was but one path. There will be others. But for young Kholusia, it was the difference between life and death. I do not regret my decision, yet I will admit that a part of me wonders if it was for the best. We strive to bring swift salvation to this world, that countless lives might be saved, not least your own. Even if it came at the cost of one man, should I have forged on regardless?
It's not who you are, quite possibly, meaning we'd better hurry up and think of a new plan. And it's not who he is.
I suppose not. Were Estinian here, he would most likely scoff at my soft-heartedness.
Same old Alfino, ever the slave to sentiment.
But I thank you for your kind words nonetheless. Let us see to it that both these stories have a happy ending. Shall we return to Wright then? Is that... I can't be sure, but I think someone's in trouble. Come on. They may need our help.
Yep. With the current. Here, he's breathing. I think, though he won't last long without help. That should take care of the worst of his injuries. Mercy, mercy, I beg you. Breathe easy, sir. No harm will come to you here. The poor man is shivering. Pray keep an eye on him while I get a fire. I thought for certain I was dead. How am I ever to repay this kindness? We'll settle for the tale behind your current predicament. Why don't you begin by telling us your name? Tristal. I was invited into Yolmor to work as an artist. A wealthy couple took me in to paint pictures for them, but when my style proved contrary to their taste, they just as quickly turfed me out onto the street. I was left penniless and patronless, a grave sin in Lord Vothry's city. Within days, they had brought me before the man himself, and he asked me what I meant to do. Dejected as I was, I told him that I wished to leave. Little did I know how soon he would grant me my wish. They flung me over the balustrade into the God's damned ocean. From up there, how were you not dashed into pieces? Don't ask me. Luck, I suppose. Though if you hadn't found me when you did, it wouldn't have counted for much. Monstrous. The citizens condone such barbaric punishment. Oh, without a second thought. When Lord Vothry passes judgment, no one so much as blinks, let alone argues. Yolmor, his word is law. Ah, that fire's chased the chill from my bones. Thank you again. The more I hear about Gilmore, the more determined I am to see what waits within its walls. I shall bend all my thoughts towards securing another way into the city. There must be something we can do. But first we should convey Trestle to the shelter of the village. Fire or no fire, he needs to be out of this chilly coastal air. Way into the city. Wonder what Trestle will do now. Pray accept my deepest gratitude. I owe you both my life. And if you'll permit me, I would assist you in your attempt to enter Yulmore, insofar as I am able, at any rate. To be frank, the thought of sending my saviors into that awful place makes me sick to the stomach. But since it's plain you've set your minds on it, you should take this. It's my favorite paintbrush. The Yomoran elite are never satisfied until they get exactly what they want. And if I'm not mistaken, the couple I mentioned will be looking for someone to replace me. If you should make a show of owning such a well-used brush, you may be able to convince people you have a talent for painting. Are you certain? This is your livelihood. We cannot deprive you of such a treasured possession. I give it gladly after all you've done for me. Besides, I don't think I have the heart to paint anymore. As to what I'll do instead, I honestly haven't decided, but I shan't stay long in this place, not with that city brooding over me. Nay, I'll move on to new lands and a new profession, and I'll keep you in my prayers from now until my dying day. Did you make it into the city? Have care what you say and do. I wouldn't want you to save my life only to you lose your life. City of Final Pleasures. Alphina weighs the brush she received from Trestle deep in thought. They say kindness is its own reward, but Trestle has repaid us with a gift as timely as it was unexpected. We will, however, need to act upon his advice before another painter steps in to fill the vacancy. Thankfully, I do have some modest skill with a brush, nothing approaching that of a true artist, of course, but enough to play the role I would hope. As for you, well, if you don't mind taking a subordinate role, mayhap you could pose as my assistant? Then it's settled. All we need to do now is return to Gate Town and await the next appearance of those vile jesters. Ooh, blue quests. Plankless task. Theos watches the path to the shipyard with anxious eyes. Oh, who are you? forgive me, it's not often we see travelers in right, what with how dangerous it is hereabouts. I even worry for my husband taking the road to the ship, down to the shipyard, and he's as strong as a Talos. He has been gone a good while, though. If you're headed that way, could you please let him know his wife's expecting him again? Okay. One thing at a time. So head back to the shipyard. This road. But yes, there are some creatures. Something I can do for you, stranger? Well, beat me with a hammer. Has it been that long? I was aiming to salvage the planks from this old hull. But she's given me more trouble than I bargained for. Bit of a waste to leave all this lumber lying around, but not much call for seaworthy ships since the light ate up half the world. You understand? So I reckon it were better for a woodworker like me to put it to good use. These boards, though, they're so tightly joined, I can't pull the bleeding things loose. Here, do me a favor and sprinkle some of this powder on the joints along the keel. I'll keep working on this end, and with any luck I can make it home before the wife stomps down here to fetch me herself. Okay. That should do the trick. Powdered fire crystal is the best thing for melting wood glue. Just pour on a little water and the steam will take care of the rest. This ought to be a one-man job now, thanks to you. Oh, and if you could let Thanoise know I'll be done within the hour, then you'll have helped me out of 2 rough spots today. Okay. Yes, there are some critters running around, but this little road here is pretty close. He's alright then? Well, that's a relief. Wright's had its share of troubles, and a wife does worry. What? He had you helping strip planks? The cheek of that man. Still, we're lucky his father taught him the trade at all. If he uses those skills to take ships apart instead of building. Even if he uses those skills to take ships apart instead of building them, a woodworker puts food on the table, so I'm grateful to his family for keeping up their traditions. And I'm grateful to you for bringing me peace of mind. Please take this for your kindness. More ether currents. that's one of the quest ones. Still have 2 location ones. Village of Woe. Uelis appears to have been awaiting your arrival. Excuse me, but you're the gentleman Alphino was traveling with, aren't you? I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch your name. Ah, Myrokos. How lovely to meet you. My name is Uelis, and I am the acting village mayor. I was hoping someone of your towns would pass through right before long. The thing is, I need to visit someone up at Stone Gazer, but I'm afraid to walk the path alone. Do you think you could provide an escort? Oh no, not an escort quest. I hate these. They never end up going well. My thanks, I just couldn't bring myself to ask one of the villagers. You see, there was an incident a while back where a veteran band of hunters was badly mauled. Simply mentioning that it's unsafe to wander outside side of the village these days would be enough to bring back memories of that grisly scene, which is why it's been so difficult to bring up the subject. But such does not change the fact that the roads are indeed dangerous. Pray meet me on the path to the north and be prepared to fend off the wildlife. Okay. Of course. Frickin' dodo. What did I tell you? I was barely 10 steps out of the village. Come, let us hurry along before more predators have the chance to gather. Thank you for the escort, Myrokos. This is the gentleman I wished to speak with, so we needn't go any further. Siluk. Are you wandering around by yourself out here? You know what kind of creatures lurk beyond the borders of the village. Ah, well, if it isn't Clifton's little girl, something I can do for you, lass? Yes, sir, I came for an answer to my proposal from the other day. Have you given any thought to taking over as village mayor? I'm doing the best I can in the interim, but I have neither the age nor the wisdom to continue in the role, and the rest of the villagers agree with me. I'm fairly sure I told you nay once already. But seeing as you found a guard just so you could come to and talk to me, then mayhap I will consider the idea in exchange for a few small tasks. You will? Please just tell me what I need to, do. My friend, Clifton, your dear father, was looking for a sickle to cut some rope. Would you mind, skipping back to the village and borrowing one for me? What? Why would you... I mean, a sickle, was it? For cutting rope? That shouldn't be too difficult. I'd only meant to ask you along for one trip, but if I'm to complete these tasks, would you be willing to indulge me a while longer? Yeah, we came this far, haven't we? It goes back to sighing again. I believe I didn't see that. Good day to you, young Alice. You look a little flustered, dear. Was there something I could help you with? And a good day to you, madam. I was actually hoping to borrow a sickle. Is that all? Here, you can take this one. I have several spares, so there's no rush returning it. Doing a spot of harvesting, are you? My thanks, but it's not for me exactly. I was asked to bring one for my father. Your father? The shadows save me. Forgive me if you're to accompany me in these tasks, then you deserve to know the whole story. It was my father, Clifton, who was the former mayor of Wright. And the incident I spoke of earlier was something that happened a year ago. One day, a stray sin-eater came prowling around and slaughtered nearly half the village. It was a waking nightmare. Some of the villagers blamed my father. They said it was because he refused to accept the protection of Yulmore. The sheer scale of the tragedy and the accusations that followed wore away at his conscience until finally he could bear the guilt no longer. He hanged himself. Ew! Siluk, the old man we spoke to, was his closest friend, but considering how he worded his request, it seems he's reluctant to accept the fact of my father's death. Still, I would see this task to its end. Let us bring him his sickle, shall we? But does he think his corpse is still hanging up there? Good lord. Oh, this is... This just went morbid. Wonder if it's too late to... No, I better finish. I'm too into it now. Say, Luke, sir, we've brought the sickle you asked for. Oh, good. Old Clifton will be glad to see this. Oh, sir. Thank you for staying with me, Myrokos. This may be harder than I expected. That got me ether current. Yeah, let me just move on with the MSQ. I got my ether current. Good luck, you Alice. I may be back later to finish that blue quest. Anyway, sorry to Alphino for delaying things and to get ether currents. If that blue quest leads to anything, let me know. And chat if you're watching. Just thought I recognized a name from one of the other players. Still, it's kind of a weird place to just talk to yourself. See the wildlife around here. So, still no sign of those junglers. Now we wait. This should be as good a place as any. Here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention once more. What a day it's been for the folks at our door. We've welcomed a peddler who made pearls from a plum, and now we've a place for a painter of a plum. So come along and don't be slow. It's time to let your colors show. Oh, so the scheme did work. Oh, here he is. I can paint. Portraits at least. Landscapes and still lifes are so rarely commissioned these days. Oh, I thought I spied some new faces in the crowd. What fortune that you should feel at ease around an easel. What proof have you of your prowess? Any masterpieces on your person? Sadly not. Everything I paint is soon sold. Such is the life of a working artist. I have only my brush to testify for me, though you will note that it has seen no small amount of service. Flecks of paint, both old and new, a tool much loved and much used. Not a prop to be conjured on the hop. Very well, come with us and we'll put those talents to the test. And who's this hanger-on? Well-wisher or parasite? Why, this is my assistant, he whose unfailing support allows my art to flourish, and I will go with him or not at all. parasite, then we shall leave his fate in the hands of your new employer. It matters not a whit to us. And having filled our latest vacant space, we retire to your most sweet embrace. Uh-oh. Oh, mercy me, the meal! We almost took our leave without leaving a loving token. We must empty the sacks ere we make our way back.
Redemption is beyond us. The lament of all but saints and fools, and the comfort of the lords and ladies of this accursed place. Once they held fast against the madness, only to embrace the coming cataclysm and delight in the end of days. Perhaps in rapture they seek to lose themselves and the misery they share. Or perhaps for them alone, the promise of eternal pleasure really does hold true.
Yulmore, finally. Looks even grander from this angle, eh? Welcome, welcome to the City of Final Pleasures. Feel free to weep at its magnificence. No, not even a single tear. Moving right along then. Our first task is to register you as residents. You know, make it all nice and official. We'll smooth the way, so you just need to put on your happy faces and head through the joyous hall. The Bureau of Immigration is in the first room on the left side of the passage. Declare your name and occupation in a nice, loud voice. The clerks will tell you where to go from there. Oh, and pay no mind to those folks on the side of the, no mind to the folk off to the side of the road. Much like the hopefuls in Gate Town, they haven't earned the right to enter the city proper. If, however, you enjoy basking in the envy of your fellow man, then by all means, take your time. But why waste another moment? Go, enjoy the beginning of your new life in paradise. So we can talk to these people if we want. The Bureau of Immigration, was it? I suppose we better show ourselves willing for the time being. Okay. So, to the right, I guess it's here. Welcome to Yulmore, fortunate friends. May I have your names? I am Alphino, an artist, and this is Myrokos, my assistant. Ah, yes, I was informed of your imminent arrival. We can forego the usual interview and begin processing your registration papers forthwith. Now, the citizens of Yulmore are divided into two classes. There are the free, who are blessed with the favor of Lord Vothri, and the bonded, who work in the employ of the free. You will be joining the ranks of the bonded. Your duties are to serve a patron in the capacity for which you were chosen. In your case, painting pretty pictures. Should your patron dismiss you for any reason, you must find another sponsor among the free or accept work as a general laborer. I see. And might you tell us something of the patron we are to serve? The two patrons, actually. China's and Dulia Chai. A Mistel couple whom most referred to as the Chais. They are both gentle souls, but I would ask that you conduct yourself with respect and humility for your own sake as much as theirs. Now, a moment please, while I complete the relevant paperwork. All in order, these are your registration documents. Take those papers next door and submit them to the clerk. Once they've been stamped, you will officially be Yulmorean citizens. Enjoy your new life in paradise. Have you submitted your papers to the Bureau of Registration? Everything in its proper place. Though we are not free citizens by the grace of Lord Vothri, we are allowed to hold relatively comfortable positions here in the Bureau. We'd never do anything to jeopardize that. Understand? Huh. So even they are bond. Okay, who's this? I'm becoming a citizen at last. I'm so excited that my hands are shaking. Okay. Welcome to the Bureau of Registration. Papers, please. Here they are. A set of documents required to register as a bonded citizen of Yulmore. What have we here? Alphino, artist, Myrokos, artist's assistant, to be employed in the service of Lord Chai Nuz and Lady Dulia Chai. Yes, everything seems to be in order. Your registration is hereby approved. I think it best that we deliver you to the Chai's residence before... Oh dear. You smell hideous. Huh? Did you crawl here through a ditch? It's like an unholy miasma of dust and sweat, and the musk of some unwashed beast. Proceed directly to the delusory next door and scrub yourselves clean. Use whichever showers are free. After you've rinsed away that stench, you'll want to splash yourselves with this perfume liberally. Once you've made yourself presentable, then you may proceed to the Chai residence. Kornen, the guard by the stairs will give you the directions. I hadn't realized we were so aromatic. Especially since no one else seemed to mind. Even in the Crystarium. Weird to bathing here then. Apparently. Okay, so somebody's there. No, first things first. I'll just put on... Yep, okay. Just for the purposes of, You rinse yourself clean in the stream of water. Okay. Apply the sweet smelling perfume. You apply the perfume as directed, and the delicate scent of roses fills the air. Okay. Oh, you've showered and dressed already, have you? It's not that... That is to say, it seems rather exposed for one's ablutions, does it not? Hurry up and shower, Stinky, Woodward and Estinians say. At least they would have been drying her hair by now. Ooh, what do I say? One, two, or three. Alize would have been drying her hair by now. Wouldn't she just... very well. I shall endeavor to emulate her boldness then. Courage, Alphino. Alright, yeah, but this isn't swimming. This is just rinsing yourself in water. That's all you have to do. You're not swimming. Well, that was bracing. I believe the lingering smell of the road, smells of the road have been successfully expunged. Shall we go and present ourselves to our new patrons then? We'll need directions to the Chai residence. You're looking to present yourselves to the Chais, are you? Let me explain how the city's laid out then. Imagine 3 layers, one on top of the other. This layer is called the buttress. Above us is the understory, where the military has its headquarters. stairs, and above that, you've got the canopy, where, which is where the free citizens of Yulmore spend their days. If you want to find your new patrons, you'll need to keep climbing until you run out of stairs, then look for the Grand Dame's parlor. They'll be in there, like as not. Okay. Up the stairs to the canopy, I said. The trash should be in the Grand Dame's. Okay. Not in the mood for talking. Okay. Well, what is the... Well, what is it? Spit it out, then.
Oh, who's this then?
Lord and Lady Chai, pray forgive our intrusion. I am given to understand you were in search of an artist.
Ah, you must be the new,
Oh, goodness me! What an adorable boy! That silken hair, those pearly cheeks, oh! And you even smell wonderful, like a bed of flowers. I approve of this one, dearest. I am positive he will paint us the most delightful pictures.
Yes. Well, as long as he paints better than that talentless wretch we sent packing last week.
Wonderful, wonderful! Welcome to Yulmore.
Alphino, if it please you, my lady. And this is my assistant.
Your assistant? I've heard of folk bringing in family members, but this seems a bit irregular. Aren't you a little young to have a protege?
We are family in all but name, my lord. Though we share no blood, we have stood by each other through life's many challenges, resolved to prevail together or not at all.
Just pausing the auto text just to clarify, Alphino, we technically are family. We are brothers under Ishgardian law. Not that Yulmore knows about Ishgard, but just wanted to clarify that technically he and I are brothers of within House Fartah, in a sense.
Of all people, 'tis he who best understands my work. With his unique insight guiding my hand, the art I create is sure to satisfy your expectations. Once the picture is begun, of course, I shall have no need of constant encouragement. And so I wondered, rather than him being in your way, might it then be permissible for my assistant to explore the city he has so longed to see? Out of gratitude for his priceless contribution to my art, I thought it only fair that I make this humble request on his behalf.
Ooh, did you ever hear of such devotion? Of course your assistant must have his wish. He shall be free to roam to his heart's content.
That's nice.
Isn't that right, darling?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course, dearest. Quite right.
I like her. City of Final Pleasures. Accept that just yet. If my wife has given her permission, then you need not seek my say-so. All I ask is that you behave yourself. Draw no attention and be respectful at all times, okay? Off you go. The city is yours to explore. Oh, but do be careful along those outer walkways. I should be most upset if you were to slip and fall. Free to sightsee. Alphino would send you into the city to explore. And now you've the opportunity to experience Yolmar. I suggest you make the most of it. Explore the city top to bottom. In other words, I would start at the canopy and go from there. Try wandering around the market stalls, mayhap. Such places are usually filled with colorful characters, only too eager to share local gossip with a friendly visitor. I would appreciate it, of course, if you could share any discoveries with me in turn. We should both learn as much as possible about our new place of residence. I'm a free citizen, so I'm not required to work, but I like it. It's nice to feel as if I'm contributing, even just by helping people drown their sorrows. Well, okay, so there apparently are free citizens who are working. Use some... I can! Haha! Oh, hello there. A fresh register, are we? You seem a little lost. Well, 'tis lovely to make your acquaintance. Ahem. Speaking of acquaintances, you wouldn't happen to have run into my attendant on your wanderings, would you? Big, strong lad, long hair tied back. He was escorting me on a shopping errand when I realized I'd dropped my handkerchief, and now I've been waiting here all alone while he's been off searching for it. I'm not terribly fond of being alone. If you do see him, I would be obliged if you could pass on this message. Forget the silly handkerchief and return to my side at once. Okay. Now we gotta find someone. I say, didn't you just walk through? Didn't that cat lady just walk? Oh no. Oh, of course he's dangling. And at this height, he'll probably fall. Oh, wicked white. Thank you, friend. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't come along. I was trying to rescue my lady's handkerchief. You see, the wind must have blown it over the edge. But luckily I caught it. Luckily it caught on something. I thought if I could just stretch out far enough. You risked your life for a scrap of cloth. You must think highly of your mistress. She is my entire world. Without her, I am nothing. When I first came to Yulmore, I thought only of improving my lot in life. But there was so much more to the city than wealth and plenty. There is no war here, no conflict. The residents all treat each other with warmth and respect. My mistress has been ever so kind to me. I can think of no other place in Kholusia where I could possibly be happier. Sorry, I might have gotten a bit carried away. I find it hard to stop when I start counting my blessings these days. Please, you should come with me to meet my lady. Once she hears of your deed, you'll be witness to her generosity firsthand. Already met her. What? Lonely, you say? Oh, curse my clumsy feet. I must return to her immediately. Huh. I will never leave my lady's side again. My attendant told me everything. I'm so very grateful you were there to offer your assistance. You seem a dedicated patron. You highly then? Oh, my attitude is not unusual, I assure you. Without the efforts of our bonded residents, we free citizens would not enjoy the pleasures of our daily lives. They are deserving of our unending gratitude. Mayhap in another society or different standing would breed prejudice, or a different standing would breed prejudice or resentment. But in Yulmore, a most glorious measure is in place to avert such unpleasantness. Part of that measure requires that the free surrender their fortunes. Upon registration, all of our property, financial, intellectual, or otherwise, is given over to the city. They literally go financial, intellectual, or otherwise. This doesn't mean they lose their clothes, too. In exchange, we are provided with ample funds and commodities to live a life of pampered luxury. Being liberated from the concern of earning coin has an almost miraculous effect on people's outlook. There are no rivals to compete against, only fellow residents with whom to enjoy our tranquil existence. Now, if you'll excuse us, I must see what the markets have to offer as a reward for the return of my handkerchief. Oh, and I've not forgotten you, of course, our courageous messenger turned rescuer. A taste of honey. The amiable maiden appears suddenly concerned. Why do I get the feeling that these two are lovers? This is not something I place great value in my bonded attendant here, and it's like there's an actual care here. That's nice. Okay, a taste of honey. The amiable maiden appears suddenly concerned. All this talk of relying on the bonded, and I haven't given a thought as to what your duties might be. I hope I haven't interrupted your work unduly. No, not at all. A tour of the city, is it? Then you really must visit the beehive. It's always buzzing with activity and local humor. Anyway, a lady by the name of Tistia B usually has her seat near the entrance. She will gladly speak with you on any number of topics, assuming you find yourself on her good side. I think you will find the beehive is far more diverting than watching me pick out new curtains for the parlor. Over the side again. Yeah, those two are, I think, in love with one another. But because of their positions in society, they can't, publicly admit it. But I think they care about each other. So this is the beehive. Okay. Oh, so this is where you get the bee's knees. Okay. Welcome to the beehive, my little drone, seeking the sting of excitement to liven up your day. I can tell at a glance when folk are new to our happy colony. It's the nervous fluttering you see, always gives them away. Why don't we play some cards? To set you at ease, a quick game of high or low. It's simply a matter of guessing who has the bigger hand. If you win, I'll grant you a single favor, within reason, of course. Interested? Ready for a game of high or low, then? Let's see, what are the rules? High or low is a guessing game. You must decide whether the total of your 3 cards is higher or lower than the total of your opponent's cards. The deck holds 9 cards, with the pictures printed thereon and representing the numbers 1 through 9. Each number appears only once on the deck, so there are no repeats. If you guess correctly, then you win the match. If both totals are the same, then another hand is dealt. Okay, good for you. No time like the present, I say. 3 cards for you, 3 for me. You flip 1 of yours over, and I flip 2 of mine. What's your call? Will your total be higher or lower? So this has 9, 6, and I have a invest low. Yeah, I had a feeling this would be high. Oh, I won. Congratulations, your guess was right. Usually I'd concede defeat at this point. But what do you say to a rematch? 1 more win, and then we'll talk about that favor. Okay. Another match of high or low? Come on, come now, little honeybee. We all need our diversions. That's the spirit. Let me sort out the deck. 3 cards for you, 3 for me. You flip 1 of yours over, I flip 2 of mine. What's your call? Will your total be higher or lower than mine? gonna go with high. 13 and 15. Ooh, that was close. Oh well, would you look at that? I think you've got a knack for this, newcomer. Congratulations, victory is yours, as is the prize I promised. Come whisper in my ear then. Don't be shy, tell old Tista what she can do for you. That's all. How delightfully wholesome. But if knowledge is what you want, then that is what you shall have. In my humble estimation, the most wondrous thing about this town is how safe we are from the Sin Eaters. They say Lord Vothri was born with the power to command them, which means no Yulmoran need ever raise a weapon in defense of the city. Was that the kind of thing you wish to know? If your itch still needs scratching, you might get a few words out of Athon over there. There's not that merry sot likes more than the sound of his own voice. Back for more, higher low. I knew you wouldn't be able to resist. Maybe another time. Oh, you mustn't tease me like that. If you change your mind, my naughty little drone, I'll be waiting. Okay, so if I want to play the game, I just come back to her. What's that? New to Yulmore, you say? Yeah, only just arrived, and already you're looking to peel away the layers of mystery. Oh, I'm all for chatting, but you need to slow down and enjoy life, my friend. I tell you what, you hop on stage and give us a dance first, and then we can have our little talk. Go on, there's plenty of room up there. Give us your best shimmies and shakes. Okay. Dance. Assume. Oh, up there. I went dead center, but apparently it wasn't on my mark. Okay. Dance. That's the way. Dance like there's no tomorrow. Ooh, another, out. Alright, you were going to tell me something, now that was a show. You're welcome to clamber on stage anytime you like. So, what was it you wanted to ask me? Ah, yes, something about our fair city. Well, I can tell you, it wasn't always so peaceful as it is today. Oh? The Yulmaran army may have the very essence of military might, but even our forces saw grievous losses in the war against the Sin Eaters. Things changed for us, around 20 years ago now, when the old ruler's son came to power. He's got this way, with the Eaters, you see, turns them docile as house cats. I wouldn't be exaggerating to say they've become something of an ally to Yulmore, no longer an enemy to be feared. And yet elsewhere there are still fools who insist on fighting their losing battles. Ha! A toast to Lord Vothri. You've gained a preliminary sense of the city. The Chais and Alphino will be expecting you. Where's Alpha now? Yes, the assistant. Was there something? Oh, you've returned from your jaunt around the city so soon? You needn't have hurried back. Young Alphino has yet to put brush to canvas. And cannot rush good art, I'm told, or good artists, apparently. Ah, finally. Oh, so you got a clothing change. I put together an ensemble of out of the garments you chose. Is this satisfactory? Oh goodness gracious me, that last outfit was precious, but this makes you look positively dashing. You truly are a handsome boy. However, am I to decide what happened to painting? I don't recall this part of the artistic process. Exactly. The lad is an artist, dearest, not a dress-up doll. It's about time we set him to work for the reason we called him here. Must we? I do love a good painting, but I thought since we were enjoying ourselves so thoroughly... Well, I'd not... That is to say, as long as you... just make sure you give the lad time to prepare. We know who will be upset if he's not ready to paint at a moment's notice. Whatever you say, darling. So, shall we pick out some jewelry next? So while I was busy running around talking to people, he was painting clothes. Interesting. I think Alphino simply looks precious in the more frilly fashions. But he seems the most comfortable in traveling wear. So I settled on his current wardrobe. It's not a common style in Yulmore, and I can just imagine the heads turning as he strides through the crowd. Yeah, really must have your mentor concentrate on his art. Our anniversary will be upon us soon, and I promised to have a portrait to commemorate our union. The blessed instrument, Alphino draws you close with a whisper. The Chai has a very particular sense of beauty, and apparently that extends to how I should dress whilst painting. But this obsession of hers works in our favor. The time I spend indulging these distractions is time you can use to continue your explorations. For this excursion, I'd like you to delve into the layer below us and sniff about the military headquarters. I'm sure the understory has its own tale to tell. Now is your chance to squeeze in another round of reconnaissance. Go, I will cover your absence should the Chais become suspicious. Okay. not much of a military. Given that, lots of prison cells, but... Oh, now how am I supposed to get onto that? No, seriously, how? Oh dear, she's weeping. You're one of the bonded, aren't you? Like me? Please, I need your help. My throat, I can't sing anymore. I've been making excuses, but it's not getting any better. If my patron thinks I'm of no use to him, then... I need to sneak out to the derelicts and describe, my condition to, Thoric. Here's a list of symptoms and a hunk of meal to pay for his medicines. Please, I have no one else to turn to. You don't know the derelicts? It's the mess of shacks and ships right outside Joyous Hall. That's where the apothecary lives, or at least that's what I heard. This is almost my doppelganger. Look around all you like, but if you do, don't lock me in here when you leave. For a military quarter, it doesn't really look all that. It doesn't look that used as a military quarter. And granted, they stopped putting up their fight against the Sun Eaters, but think that they should be ready in case something happens. Oh, there was Ethernet. Yeah, had we not let giving Kaishir the opportunity to get in, we could have gotten ourselves in, and at least I would have been seen as a helpful assistant still, as a porter or something. Hey, you need my medicines, tonics, potions? Singer's symptoms: coughing, hoarse, hard to swallow, feels like something's there, sore throat. Meal chunk: a portion of meal intended as payment for an apothecary's medicine. Hearing an ailing voice, is it? No medicine will cure this. Methinks your songbird has a lump in her throat. It must be cut out, excised, and even then the voice may not completely. Poor little songbird. Will they kick her from the nest, I wonder? Or simply silence her chirps? Oh ho, your face. You didn't know? Of the many hopefuls who enter the city, very few are ever seen to leave, even as corpses. How is that possible? Oh, you might see one or two fortunate souls hurled from the balconies, but the rest gone. A town of nightmares it is, not for this ship's rat. Oh no. I am content to scurry around down here and nibble on the crumbs which fall from the table. This consultation is over. You have my verdict and I have my meal. Good day. You have returned yourself to all Ethernet shards, and your Kholusia is now accessible as an Ethernet destination. Oh wait, I gotta go back. Oh no, wait, first things first, let me check the etherite, because if I can attune to this, according to the message engraved in the base, special permission is required to use this etherite. Oh man, I can't attune to that. But it's right there. Seriously, I have no idea how you're supposed to follow that. Perhaps from up there, but then how do you... Did you get my medicine? Yeah, sorry. Nothing can be done. So that's it? What am I to do if I can't sing? Ah, there you are, my sweet canary. Have you been crying again? Don't tell me that don't tell me your voice is still not on the mend. Oh, generous sir, have mercy. I've done all I can, but even the apothecary said... So you've been suffering all this time. I am sorry, my pet. I hadn't realized your affliction was this grave, but you needn't fret. I'll not reward your hours of trilling by casting you out into the street. You are too kind, sir. But what use am I if I cannot sing? I fear the day I become more burden to you than treasure. Then I shall have a word with Lord Vothri and arrange for your ascension. In that paradise where resides neither pain nor illness, will your song ring out clear once again, or mayhap you think it a step too far? No, you would do that for me? Of course. Why, I would almost wish to hasten my own ascension, knowing your blessed instrument was waiting there to greet me. Ascension? Sounds too good to be true. Ah, you must be a new arrival. Allow me to explain. As all know, the Sin Eaters exist to devour the sinful, but also do they serve to gather the souls of the innocent and shepherd them unto celestial paradise. It is through Lord Vothri that we learned this truth. It is through Lord Vothri's grace that the free people of Yulmar are destined to embrace salvation. We are the blessed to spend our days surrounded by love and merriment until at last we are called to our final rapture. Even the bonded may find a place within that host should their patrons deem them worthy. Lord Vothri is truly a great man, isn't he? Now, if you will excuse us, we must be on our way. May you find eternal salvation for the compassion you have shown my precious kin. There's something not right. Many enter, but none leave. There's ascension. Sounds similar to death, but what happens to the bodies? Don't. Oh dear. Please don't tell me that meal is made of the dead. Soylent Green, that's... Oh. Oh, thank God I'll never have to eat that. I mean, I've got boiled eggs. Got orange juice. Got fish and chips. Got dried plums, faux trail mix, and some grilled antelope steak. A bunch of other stuff. Oh, thank goodness I don't have to eat a meal. That really just... Ooh! Oh my. Yep. True to form, Alphino is good at doing... I think this is a sketch, so it's weird that he's treating it with a paintbrush, but okay. Oh dearest, we really should have found you some new gloves. Yes, my love, you're probably right. It's good to see you back. You were taking so long, I began to worry something had happened. I've begun sketching an outline for the portrait, but nay, the chies appear otherwise occupied. Will you share your investigation? Share what your investigations have gleaned thus far? So, Lord Vothry boasts some manner of influence over the Sin Eaters, does he? That would explain the reverence in which he is held by the citizenry. As for this ascension business, I cannot help but be put in mind of that apothecary and his ominous remarks. If so many folk have entered the city over the years, then where do they go? Yeah. Oh, 71. Look at that. Emergent Splendor. Alphino seems eager to discuss the significance of your discoveries. I take my eye off you for one moment and you're chatting away with that assistant of yours. Am I to assume the outline is done then? What in the blazes? Well, it looks nice. It's so unflattering. Explain yourself, Alphino. Where is your artistic interpretation? It should evoke images of affluence and nobility and overwhelm the viewer with its boundless beauty. Lord Chai, you stated that this portrait was to commemorate your anniversary. Yours being a joyous union, it seemed to me that a realistic portrayal... Realistic? I don't want realism, I want perfection. A spectacle to slacken jaws and weaken knees, to make people cry out in amazement. Now fetch a blank canvas and... What? I say, did that come from above? Oh no, it's them. What do they want now? Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please! A tale to make you quiver and your noble heart blood freeze. But our Lord, got him now and his fate will not... Did I miss something? Will not be pretty. Yes, the hammer of justice is poised to come crashing down, and one and all who'd watch it fall are invited to join his lordship in the offer. Huh? Malcontent? How dreadful. this man is to face sentencing? That's right. In fact, if you're curious, it might be worth you going along for the experience. The offer they mentioned is part of the Emergent, the level above us where Lord Vothry resides. Ordinarily, you would be barred from entering, but it seems they'll be opening its doors for the next little while. The Crown Lift will take you up there. We'd better not dawdle then. If you want to see justice being served, stop dawdling and take the Crown Lift up to the Emergent. You will be careful around that malcontent, won't you? I should so hate for you to come to any harm, although I imagine Lord Vothry has the villain well under control. Joining the crowd up there. Yep.
That's him. That's Vothry. He is attended by sin eaters. But how does he keep them from attacking?
Mercy! Mercy!
I shear.
By the 12. Kholusia, what happened to you?
Who are these impudent louts? I do not recall requesting their presence.
Lord Vothry, what is the meaning of this? Why is this poor man bleeding to death on your floor?
Why? You ask me why? Because criminals must be punished. And this man is guilty of fraud. He came to us, claiming to be a man of business. Yet his subsequent conduct has shown him to be anything but. Europe is a city built on love for one's fellow man. Those who have naught to give and live only to take are a blight upon our society! To atone for this crime, I ordered that he fling himself from the balcony. And he had the temerity to weep. Please, my lord, anything but that. What then is a man of mercy to do? But offer the sinner another way to show his contrition.
Another way? Meaning what exactly?
Sin eaters are part of Yulmor's society, but they must be fed with ether. Living ether. So, I demanded an offering of flesh, carved by his own hand, from his own hide. And still, he could not do as I asked. A wholly unsatisfactory performance.
Tis true that Kholusia won his place here by fraud, but his actions were driven only by a desire to share in your paradise. That that you would cast him out, I could almost accept. But to humiliate him thus? To demand his very life? Is this truly the way of Yulmore?
Oh, dim, deluded child. Have you ever paused to consider what it takes to maintain such a paradise in this barren, broken world of ours? The guarantee of safety and stability. The knowledge that if one only abides by the rules, one has naught to fear. I alone can offer these things, for I alone can command the Sin Eaters. And thus am I alone the voice of justice, and any who oppose me, villains to be punished.
And people call this paradise.
You were granted a place in my city for a particular skill. What was it?
Painting.
Oh, an artiste! Then you shall paint a picture for me, of Yulmore. If I find your art pleasing, then I may excuse this display of insolence. Who gave you permission to tend to that criminal's wounds? I told you to paint me a picture!
What you need is a mirror, not a painting. It will capture the horror I see before me far better than I ever could. Can you walk?
I think so.
Did that little worm just insult me? I'll kill them! I'll kill them all! I'll enslave their minds! I'll torment them! Torture them! Then tear out their hearts!
What the? What's he doing there? Thank you again. Forgive me. In my anger, I seem to have marched us back outside again, though it is probably best we leave the island altogether. I believe we've worn out our welcome in Yulmore. In any case, I've seen enough of the world's self-proclaimed capital city to convince me that our battle against the Sin Eaters will find few allies in Kholusia. I will accompany you back to the Crystarium. We need to regroup and think on our strategy anew. Aishir, I have done you a grave disservice. You were hungry and desperate, and I offered you a solution without once considering the risks inherent in your accepting it. If I had but known the price you would be made to pay. You gave me everything I needed to make your ideal work. It was me who made a mess of things, not you. But even after all the trouble I caused, you still stepped in and saved me. And now Lord Vothri wants us all dead. Why not come back with us to the Crystarium? I'm certain we can find work for you there, if you are willing. No, that would just be me leaning on your kindness again. I need to do some thinking and learn how to stand on my own 2 feet. Very well, but you must promise you'll be careful. The Umorans may yet come looking for us. I'll keep my head down, don't worry. You take care too. Give me the chance to repay what you've done for me. Alfino. Oh, it's Julia Chai. Lord and Lady Chai. What in the blazes did you do? They have the entire city looking for you. I took a peek at your unfinished portrait, Alfino. Now, I've had many a beautiful and striking picture painted for me, but there was something about your work. It was as if you had caught the very essence of our love and rendered it naked upon the canvas. It was bold, unflinching, and I adored it. Please, you must come back with us and finish what you began. I will speak with Lord Vothri and vouch for your character. I'm sure we can smooth over any hard feelings. I am sorry, Lady Tri, but there are more important matters to which I must attend. More important? What could be more important than enjoying the days we have left to us to the fullest? Pray press me no further. We are leaving. But I would not presume to take the garments you were so kind to procure for me. One moment and... Oh, I wouldn't hear of it. Keep the clothes, you silly boy. I insist. And I shall make arrangements so that you can pass through the gate without causing a stir. I expect you to come and visit. I will return. I promise you that. The outrage I witnessed must not go unanswered. The next time we meet, I shall be better prepared to confront the corruption which hides behind the glittering facade. Okay. So we are kicked out. Though we can still technically enter. Striking donkeys. Okay. Now, risk taking the fall damage. Thank you, my friend, for staying at my side through this whole sordid endeavor. Whilst not quite the joyous outcome I had hoped for, our efforts have nevertheless answered a great many questions. Suffice it to say, our plans for saving the First are unlikely to involve the aid of Lord Vothry and his subjects. Come, we must speak with the Exarch and chart a new course. This is far from over. It is good to be back amongst friends. In such company, I can finally turn my thoughts to the future, but ere we discuss all we have learned and begin planning our next step, I think it best that you visit Alize. Your familiarity with Amarang will no doubt provide us invaluable insight, and besides, I know she is as eager to see you as I was. Bring a smile to her face, Myrokos. And it's basically 3 hours, or yeah, basically 3 hours at this point. So I think I will call it an end here to this part of the Let's Play. Next part, we will be in search of Alize. If you liked what you saw at any point, like, share, and subscribe. Give me a follow on Twitch. Yeah. And Twitch. Like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Give me a follow on Twitch. Hit the notification bells. And I will see you anon.